Are we live?
Looks like we might be.
Sometimes we really don't know if we're live, which is kind of crazy to think we're this far along in this channel. We still sometimes aren't sure if we're live.
Yeah, it's kind of funny to me that the amount of people that do live shows and then they still say, is my sound working? Is this thing on?
Hey, I do that because I never know for sure if it's working. So hopefully it's working. What's up, people? Prof Sales.
And Karen.
Coming at you with a live show here on Friday, June 9th, 2017. How are you guys doing out there in YouTube land? Let us know if you can see us good. See us good. What kind of English is that? God.
It ain't.
It ain't good English. I ain't got good English.
So how many of you knew today was a holiday? It's Reseller Appreciation Day. Woo! I went out and got a pom-pom.
Yep. So Karen has this idea, and that we're gonna try something. So let's talk about that a minute.
And let's be clear, if it's a good idea, it was my idea. If it's not a good idea, that's still my idea. So this is the idea behind the idea. So let's try something. Let's use social media for the good and take a moment today out of your day and show appreciation for someone or something, whether it's Instagram or Facebook or this YouTube-ness, and say thanks or give a shout out or a word of, maybe it's even another reseller that has an account that they post, they're having a rough time, or, this didn't go as planned or whatever. And, try, what did I call it? Crap. I had all this worked out in my brain, but try just being supportive and putting in a good word and showing some positivity for someone. Unsolicited, at random acts of kindness, if you will. Just make an effort. I think it'll take, less than 10 seconds to type something up and, I don't know.
Yeah. No, I'm with you. There's been some, well, I would say there's been some, stuff going on in the reseller community lately, but honestly, guys, there's always stuff going on. Sometimes behind the scenes, sometimes in front of the camera. But that's just because the reseller community is filled full of people. Just like any other community, it's going to have people who clash with each other, and there's disagreements and, and conflicts and arguments. And we've talked about this before, but so we're coming to you today. Karen had this idea to spread this idea of a Reseller Appreciation Day. And you guys are parts of groups. A lot of you get on these channels and watch and comment. Some of you have channels yourself, but show some love to other resellers that are out there. Maybe it's a content creator. Maybe it's just somebody who comments a lot in a group you're in, someone that you've, had, great positive interactions with. Maybe it's somebody you've had negative interactions with. And maybe that's precisely what they need to hear, is just somebody saying, hey, I appreciate you. I think that, you're doing an awesome job. Thanks for your advice. Thanks for being part of this group. Thanks for commenting on my video, whatever the case may be. And maybe it's just, the other person in your household. We both resell and sell things. So we have to remember that reselling is kind of a lonely endeavor for a lot of people. It's just them. And you can kind of withdraw into your own little shell if you want, and not realize that there is a community out there. And it can be connected. It can be positive. It can be supportive of each other if you choose to do it. But you know what, guys? Just like anything else, you're going to get what you give. Mm-hmm. So you have to put in what you expect to get out of it, basically. So you have to put some positivity, some support, even when it's not maybe even warranted or called for. And I know there's lots of people out there who say, I can't support this person, or I can't be appreciative of that person because they did this and this and this, or they didn't do that and that and that. You know what? There's no scoreboard here. There's no way to really say who deserves something or who doesn't. We're not going to be judges. We shouldn't be that judgmental of other people, no matter what the case. but we're just telling you to focus on the reseller community and to just spread a little love and cheer.
It takes the same amount of effort and energy to say something nice as it does to say something not so nice. And so my challenge to all of you, and we seldom will call on everyone as a whole in the community. And we even made a hashtag for it, right? Isn't it hashtag RAD, R-A-D?
Yes.
Hashtag RAD. So, and it's not National Reseller Appreciation Day because, hello, there's resellers in other countries other than this one, people. So it's Reseller Appreciation Day, and it's just that. So you know that old, you've heard me say, if you can't say something nice, just don't say anything at all, right? Words to live by. So try it here. And, I don't need any sort of, telling me I'm trying to look at the world through rose-colored glasses, but it's got to start somewhere.
Yep.
So I challenge all of you to say, I can't even read it without my glasses on, so but just say something nice, show some appreciation, and give a shout out on that hashtag if you do choose to go the social media route, in particular Facebook and Instagram in particular, because we'd love to see what you guys have to say. And in addition to my pom-pom, because you're the Mr. Rogers of the YouTube reseller community, and I'm the cheerleader with my green, and I got all green because of money, right? So I have beads, but I got some props. I got your present.
Oh, I didn't even know about this.
Here, I'm going to give you the finger. Wait for it. Okay, so you get that.
It doesn't fit.
I just gave Prof the finger. I've been wanting to say that joke since I left Party City about an hour ago. Here, put these on.
All right. Whoa.
You get some beads.
All right, I have beads and a green. It's just like St. Patrick's Day.
It's green for money. Now shush. And here, you can have a maraca. But wait, there's more. And I have some more, but oh, let's just do it. So these are funny because they're a lip whistle. Here, you can have a lip whistle.
What the?
You don't suck it, you blow. It's like a tequila shot. It's not working. Right? No, that's backwards. Anyway.
Mine's defective, but that's all right. I think it's the operator belt.
This is mine. And then you can have this. It's called a slide whistle or something.
What in the world? Okay.
Mine has ponies on it.
This is insane. I had no idea this was all going to happen. Just so you know.
So you can't have a celebration for a new holiday without props, Prof.
Right. Karin says.
So there you go.
So spread the love on the hashtag, guys. Let's try it. Either one, really. Hashtag RAD or hashtag Reseller Appreciation Day. Instagram, Twitter, whatever. Just even on Facebook. Let's just see what happens. And tell other people out there, we don't really have any motive behind this other than the motive we just said.
Every chat room, live chat that you go into on a video for the next 24 hours, you guys mention it.
There you go.
No matter who it is or what they're talking about or what they're doing, well, with regard to resellers. And just rad.
Yeah, so it'll be interesting to see if it gets out there. So you've got your hashtags, you've got your homework. And hopefully, guys, it'll spread a little bit of good feeling and good emotions throughout the reseller community. And just, realize that, hey, we can all be supportive of each other. We're not always going to get along, but we don't have to fight and argue either. And we can let people know that, we appreciate their efforts, whether they're a content provider, whether somebody just comments in a group, or whether just somebody who's maybe that you've heard their story and, you thought it was inspirational or you learned something from it. I wanted to be share all the bolos, but you said no to that idea.
I don't even know what that means. What do skinny ties have to do with it? Wait.
Oh, I see what you did there. That was pretty funny.
So I want to start. I appreciate, especially today, and he'll be kind of mad at me for saying something, so I'm going to try to share something pretty personal with you guys without telling too much. But I just came back with meeting from someone who is now, I consider to be a good friend of ours, and his first name is Luke, and I'll leave it at that. He hired my son to do some work for him to support him on his Haiti mission trip. And he paid him pretty well to do it. And part of the deal, I wasn't going to do this. Part of the deal was that, and Ben didn't know this part, but he was going to match whatever Ben made hourly with a donation above and beyond that. And he did. And when I just got back from seeing him and he wanted me to slip him this large amount of money anonymously. And I think it's important that, one, this young man, Luke, that I really appreciate him and the impact that he's had on my son and my son's journey. And I want Ben to know that money comes with pride from another young man who sees that he's working hard and is dedicated to something bigger than himself. And you'll rarely see me get all mushy like this, but this gesture went above and beyond, and I appreciate his relationship. I appreciate the time that we get to spend with him, and most of all, when it comes to my cub, I appreciate what he's done for him as well. So.
And just on a side note, if you need any LL Bean pants.
There's
Sorry,
that.
I had to lighten it back up there a little bit. We got a little too serious.
Well, and we're in his defect LL Bean pants. Oh, he might really get mad at me for this, but we're going to donate them to Haiti. So it's wicked cool. We have a nonprofit that we're going to send them to. And so at some point, Luke will see this and he'll be like, why'd you do that?
So spread some love and cheer, people. #rad, #reseller appreciation day. Let's spread around, see what happens. Hopefully at least there'll be one.
It's like, it could be just my one. But it creates a ripple effect. Like when you do something nice or kind,
it does.
I mean, it could be just a smile or holding the door for somebody or whatever. But in this instance, if somebody says something that makes sense to you, or, oh, I never thought of it that way, or, ooh, that's a good hack, I'll give it a try.
Right.
It's not like for us, we're not doing this video so that we'll get that back, right? Our motivation is genuinely to make a positive impact. And it's not just here, but it's in other areas of our life as well. And so many people do good and provide for others without even a second thought to, what's in it for me, right? And all we're saying is just love, show a little love, and I don't know, I think it'll come back to you tenfold. There you go.
There's value in giving things away with no expectation of getting something in return. There's tremendous value in that, just as people, as resellers, as all of it. So anyway, well, that was our topic. Everybody have a great day.
Bye. No, just kidding.
We got a couple other things to talk about. What should we talk about next? I'm not even sure.
Well, you wanted to do this screen share thing.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so some of you guys know, here's a great tool for you guys, and some of you already know about this tool. So eBay has a tool, and I've talked about this tool before, but eBay has a tool called, you're going to do that, aren't you?
Mm-mm.
Yes, you are. I feel like you are.
Just talk about your tool. There we go.
Oh, jeez. eBay has a tool called the sourcing guideline tool, and we've spent some time on it before, but I noticed something different in it now than it's had before. But I wanted to screen share this with you guys and show you a couple things. If you haven't seen this tool, I know it's available if you're in the Reseller Hub. I think it's available to everybody now. Karma's asking, do you only get it if you're in a store? I don't think that's the case, but we'll make sure here. Let me, oh, that's not it. Pull up the right.
Happy Reseller Appreciation
Oh my
Day.
gosh, I keep pressing the same one. Hello. All right, so let's let's
screen share it?
Yeah, hang on. You gotta make it live before you can see it really. All right, so this is the sourcing guidelines screen you can see in eBay. It's called it's under growth, and it's called sourcing guidance. And you can go in and you can look at categories of items. And you can now look at, I don't remember this being here before, and I don't know when it came in. I haven't looked at this in probably a couple months or so at least. But you have your categories. So for instance, we click on me, we'll see that I've got some jeans here, some shoes, skirts, DVDs, pants, whatever. So I'm just going to look at like women's jeans, and I'm going to click on that. And it still shows you the seasonality of this, and you can see this is sales volume over here, and these are the months of the year. And this is based on a 5-year average that eBay gives you. So you can see today, we're heading towards the lowest part of the season in the year for women's jeans, which I kind of already knew all that. But I also know that in August and September and October and all the way up to November, it will grow again, which is really cool to know about your own categories. So if you're selling a lot of one thing in one category, this can help you. It also shows the price breakdown. You can see 72% of them in the past 12 months have been under 20 bucks. 28% have been between 20 and 100. I wish they would narrow down this range. 20 to 100 is a huge range for an item like jeans. I wish they would break it down a little more specific. And then down here, they show you your opportunities in jeans, and they give it a growth opportunity score. Now, the higher the number, the better the growth opportunity. And right now, by style, overalls are the highest growth opportunity. Boyfriend jeans are second. Capri, jeggings, leggings, slim, skinny, boot cut, relaxed, cargo, and straight leg. And it will also show you some other things here, like bottom size, like sizes. For all you guys who ask, what's the best size jean to buy? Well, women's, these plus sizes sell really well. There's a lot of growth opportunity in these. Now, this is not taking into account exactly how much they're going to sell for. It just means that eBay is predicting, given past results that, and what's on the site right now, that there's opportunity to grow in these areas, okay? And you can see the larger sizes here, 20, 18, 16, 14, a lot of growth opportunity, XL and 22. Size type, plus is the highest. That ties right in with what we saw on the last screen. Inseam, age group. I'm not going to go through all these, but here's what's cool, guys. And you guys have probably seen this before, so I'm going to go to, I don't know if I have, do I have it under here? No, let's go to, I'm going to go to shoes for a moment. I'm going to go out of my category, and I'm going to go to well, we can actually still do jeans, I guess. Women's clothing, jeans, blah, 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 blah. And we'll go down here. Nope, doesn't have brand. Well, that stinks.
Go back to shoes, because that's the one we practice.
Some of these guys have by brand. So let's look at like women's athletic shoes right now. And you can see here's a seasonality of women's shoes. They're actually going to hit a lull too, then a bump up August, September. But here's what's kind of cool about it. Shoes has brands. So you can see Brooks, Converse, Hoka, 1-1. I'm not sure if I'm saying it right. Skechers, Nike, Merrell, Vibram, Asics, Keen, and New Balance. I have the most growth opportunities. But here's what's cool. Let's say that you have access to, say, a lot of Adidas shoes and maybe
Nike or something.
Yeah, well, I just want to do one that's
down there.
Yeah. All right, we'll say Candies and Chanel. Yeah, we all wish, right? Let's see, and maybe Dexter shoes. And we click apply here, and it shows you the growth opportunities of all four of these. Now, it shows virtually nothing for Dexter and Candies, and that indicates there's probably enough of that on the site. You're not going to have a lot of growth opportunities in those, but Adidas has a lot. They're anticipating a lot of growth on eBay for sales in the next, coming months. Chanel, not quite as well. It only has a 40 score. So this is a really cool tool, guys. If you guys want to look up stuff by brand, if you want to look it up by type, you can see here we could do style, we could do running and cross training, are the highest, walking, hiking, trail, the second highest, comfort, third, and so on. I mean, there's all kinds of ways to look at this and use this tool. So make sure you use this sourcing guidance tool. It can really help you with your sourcing decisions. All right, we're back. Stop looking at your phone. We're back. They're seeing us.
Oh, sorry.
I'm just teasing. Let me pull back up the chat. Sorry, I kind of flew through that, guys. But yeah, if you get a chance, check out the sourcing tool there on eBay. It's really good. Gives you some great guidance. I just honestly hadn't really thought about it too much in the last probably 2 or 3 months, but they've made some improvements to it, and it definitely can help you figure out what to sell and if it will sell.
Yeah, what he said.
What do you got there, Trixie? What's next?
Well, topic, spreadsheet clarification. No.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you skipped over that part.
No, I probably should say that. All right. So some of you guys know that, we offer a spreadsheet for sale. It's in the links of the description of this video and most videos. And it's been up for sale since, excuse me. It's been up for sale since early January. I think I put up around January 1st, December 31st. I've had a couple, and lots of them have sold, and people have really had a good response to it. And thank you guys for that. I appreciate that a lot. But I've had a couple responses lately where people were going back and looking at older videos and saying, oh, I thought the spreadsheet would be exactly like this one or exactly like that one you showed in this video. I just want to make it clear. I mean, I know this is just in this one video, but I just want to say it out there that the spreadsheet I created for, sale is a compilation of the one that I use. I mean, there is no one spreadsheet. It has evolved and changed. I can't even tell you how many times over the past few years. So it's not like there is just one. And I'm the one I use every day. I mean, I make changes to it on a monthly basis, sometimes weekly, depending on what's going on. Like I do this a little differently or change this or add that just because, business changes. So I tried to put out one that made sense, would do everything that I said it would do, and that people would get value from. And I think I'd succeeded in that from what people have told me. But I just want to make it clear that there's not like a version of the spreadsheet. There isn't. I promise you. And the person who asked me about that wanted a version in a video that I'd made over a year ago. And I had to tell them that one doesn't exist anymore. I mean, there's some similarities, but it's changed multiple times since then and had multiple things added and subtracted and changed and moved over here. So I just wanted to say that it's just the life cycle of a product.
Well, and then the one that you do for next year will be different too. And a lot of that is based on feedback that you're getting from people that currently have it, right?
Yeah, that's right. I can't put out 10 or 12 different versions, guys. It's just not, first of all, be incredibly confusing. So I just tried to put out one that would do what I thought most people needed it to do to run an eBay or Amazon or Poshmark or Etsy business. I started saying Instagram business, but and I think it does. So I just wanted to say that, just put that out there in the universe. Krillin asked if did I ever do that analysis on the watch count website? It can break down brands and keywords in depth more than eBay. Nope, haven't done it, Krillin. Haven't done it. I don't know what to say about it. I just haven't done it. What else we got here?
Do you have any questions? Oh, it's not time for that yet.
What? Oh, questions?
Q&A, yeah.
Oh, yeah. I mean, people can leave questions. I mean, we're flying through content today.
Are we? That's assuming, did we actually have content, really?
Well, what we know.
Other than rah-rah-ree, right?
Yeah, like we got party favors here and, number ones to hold up and all these things.
Go on, show them your finger.
All right, so let's talk about
business update.
Business update.
Dun, 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 dun.
We need theme music for that, don't we?
No, we don't. I just gave it to you.
Oh, well, that can be the theme music. All right, so from a show of comments, how are you guys doing business-wise? Like, this is the second week of June. I know a bunch of you are clothing resellers. I feel like you're probably struggling with sales. I mean, I'm definitely seeing the quote-unquote summer slowdown for sure. And I just want to throw it out there, if you are struggling, what have you done differently? Have you tried to change? Like, I was fooling around with my, I don't know what to say, listings, I guess, for lack of a better term today, because I realized I had some things on them, like I was going back and applying some free shipping to some jeans, believe it or not. I know you guys know that I do calculated shipping or fixed rate shipping, really. Do
you have a fever?
I know, right? It's crazy. Well, I'm just trying to get the pipeline moving a little faster, a little better. And I was also going back and making some of my items 60-day returns to increase visibility. I had a few that I actually, some good till cancels that I ended and did sell similars to kind of reset the listing, quote unquote. And And I don't know, guys, what you guys think about all that stuff is like, I don't know if you think it all works or not. And honestly, I don't really know. I wish I did. I mean, I think if eBay said, hey, this is what you need to do to maximize your chance to sell this type of item, well, then everybody would just do that and no one would have an advantage. Right? Mm-hmm. Somebody made that point about promoted listings. Excuse me.
Oh, that's
where they said, well, we did do promoted listings with an item that I had 2 of, and it was a higher price item, and they both sold pretty quickly. And I know Luke's had some success with promoted listings. For those of you who don't know what promoted listings are, it just means that you go in and you start an ad campaign through eBay. You have to have at least 2 of an item, I believe. Or maybe you can, no, I think you can only have 1 now, but I don't think used clothing applies. It's like some sort of rule like that. I can't remember the exact rule. But if you go in and you promote the listing and you tell eBay, hey, if this item sells, take a certain percentage of it for advertising. So what eBay does is they put it in other places on the site. It comes up on other searches and so on that it wouldn't normally come up. And so it gives you more visibility. And to their credit, both of the things I did that was sold pretty quickly, like in less than a week. And they were high dollar items. But I don't know if any of you guys have had any luck with promoted listings. I think there's some merit there. But somebody made a great point in a Facebook group, and they said, you know, the problem is if everybody starts doing promoted listings, then no one has an advantage anymore. But I don't know that everybody will, and not everybody sells things that are applicable, and who knows what eBay will do with that. And you set a percentage for how much eBay takes of the sale for advertising it. I think I set like the recommended percentage, which was like 4.8%. And that's on top of your normal fees and so on, guys. But it's kind of like you're setting an advertising budget for an item. And if it doesn't sell, you don't pay anything. So you're only gonna pay that fee if the item sells. I don't know. You guys can say, you know, it's not a great, you know, whether it's a great new tool or not. Somebody had a question here too.
John asked about if when you do a good till canceled, if it uses up one of your free listings every month.
Yeah.
And the answer, as the chat,
you don't get to list it once and then you don't have to pay for that listing the next month. Nope, that's not the way it works. Like a good till cancel even resets like every month, basically.
It made sense to me, John. I tried to pull
or everybody would do that.
Yeah. So, but they give enough free listings every month that you could just potentially roll it over.
Right. Well,
sometimes.
Krillin says if you're going to go to the fixed rate, why not just do free shipping on all and put the restocking charge? We could. I thought about that, Krillin. I mean, customers don't really like restocking charges as a rule. So I wonder there if we hurt ourselves in search algorithm potentially with a restocking charge. But I don't know the answer to that. Maybe not. Maybe it's not a big deal. Maybe if we put free shipping on everything and said, hey, there's a 20% restocking charge or 15% or whatever. I don't know. Maybe that would work. That kind of helps offset some of that free shipping on a return. But that's a possibility and one I'm definitely considering, but I haven't made a decision on it yet. Let's see if there's other questions here too. New Frontier says, start stocking up on backpacks and laptop bags now. Oh, that makes sense. You'll be killing August and September coming in the summer slowdown. Yeah, I've been getting some wholesale emails about buying backpacks.
Really?
I mean, backpacks are expensive.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I don't know what kind of margins you get on a new one, but it's not the worst idea, guys, to go in on some backpacks if you can find a supply at a reasonable price. I mean, you know, in a month and a half, 2 months, it'll be back to school again. School's pretty much just now ending in most parts of the country, and it'll be back to school again, and everybody and their brother will be looking for a backpack.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, the reality is that backpack usually, or a lot of times, might only make it a year. So it's kind of a disposable item unless you spend a little more money and get a little more quality. So, you know, I don't know. That's a great point, New Frontier. I think that's a wise move. It might be a nice niche to get into.
So you often ask folks where they're at and how business is going. And sometimes people say that it's not going so well.
Mm-hmm.
And I was I heard a quote. I kicked off birthday week by going to church with a friend of mine, to a completely different sort of church. And her pastor said something that has stuck with me. And I thought about this forum in particular. And he said something to the effect that, especially just think about when you are considering that things aren't going as well as they should, right? So you create a system, you work hard to create this system, and it's a list and it's systematic, and you do X, Y, and Z. When you create a system and you do the same thing over and over again, you're going to continue to get the same results. So if things aren't working as well as you think they should, that should be an alarm to you that something needs to change, that you need to tweak it, and maybe approach certain parts of your business a different way. Again, your system, if you're doing it the same way and you're going to get the same results. So if those results aren't as good as you think they should be, you need to change it.
Totally agree. I mean, there's no reason, guys, to keep going down the same path if it's not working. Now, we can argue about what it means to not be working. You know, what does not working look like? Is it a certain amount of sales over a certain amount of time, profit, whatever? But once you've made a determination, you know, it's not a bad idea to go in and start tweaking some of these things, trying some free shipping, trying some promoted listings, maybe, you know, changing your return policy. I mean, there's all kinds of things. So,
well, and see, like for you, you're the jean guy. You're still the jean guy. You're always going to be the jean guy. But part of your plan has acknowledged the fact that these 3 months, you're not going to sell a lot of jeans.
Nope,
it is what it is. And you're also not willing to give them away there's just all these trade-offs, right? So that's part of the plan, and that's part of the budget, and part of everything revolving around the fact that it is going to slow down. It is what it is. So part of your answer to that is some diversification. Part of your answer to that, to compensate for the slower jean sales, is now you're becoming a shoe reseller, which is pretty cool, because that is a different sort of
it's a different seasonality, right. No, and that's it. I mean, you've got to move into other areas sometimes. You know, sometimes that's the answer, to offset what you're losing in another one during that time frame. I mean, I'm not worried about jean sales in September and October.
I'm worried that we're going to be so darn busy. Like it's going to go crazy.
Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely going to, you know, I'm going to see a pop over last year, and last year was great. And I see no reason why this year won't be great too. But I know I'm not going to sell a lot of jeans in the next 90 days. That's just reality, you know, and I can't change people's buying habits just because I put more things out there, you know. So do you think that not doing free shipping on an item to counter the return shipping is really worth it in terms of search algorithms? I don't know the answer to that question. Probably not. You probably get a better search algorithm score, if you will, if that's the right terminology, with free shipping. The only reason I went to the flat rate shipping was that it kind of guaranteed that I wasn't going to lose on shipping cost on returns. And at the time, there was no real appreciable decrease in sell-through. But that was many, many months ago, and things change on these e-commerce platforms. And if there's a lot more people right now, like let's say that all the jean sellers, we'll just say for that niche, have, or not all, but a majority of them have changed to free shipping, maybe during the summer months, just because of the slowdown. I'm at a competitive disadvantage if I don't, you know, so I'm going to see lower sell-through than them if that punches up that search algorithm number. Now, the problem is I don't know that 100% for a fact. You could go through and see how many items are free shipping and compare that to a different time frame. Or I can just take the risk and say, you know what, I'm going to try to mix it up a little bit and go in and, you know, take a few hundred listings and change them to free shipping. Nothing. I mean, I don't think there's really that much wrong with it. I've still got some that are not free shipping. Maybe I'll change them all to free shipping. I don't know. One other thing I noticed today, guys, a little glitch, if you will, and maybe somebody in the chat can answer this, because I don't know if this is true or not. I didn't tell you about this. So when I was going through, looking at my listings today and making a couple changes to a few things, and I went back and I revamped listing number 1.
You did not.
I did.
Did you
I did some stuff.
rephotograph it?
No, I did not rephotograph. All right. So I've had best offer on a lot of my jeans and shoes as of late, okay, on the vast majority of them. However, as I noticed when I was making some changes to some of these listings, guys, I also run sales. Now, let's say that you have a best offer of $20. Let's say you offer an item for 20 bucks and you have a best offer that will auto decline anything below $15 and auto accept anything above $15, okay? So if somebody offers you $16 for that pair of jeans, it'll automatically accept it. You'll make the sale. However, let's say you're running a 25% off sale, right? So that would be, or let's say it's a 30% off sale. So that would be 14 bucks that the jeans would be listed at. I was noticing as I was going through some of these listings that I was getting an error message in the bulk edit screen. It was saying your price cannot be lower than your lowest best offer price. Because of the sale price was dropping the item below what the lowest best offer I would take was, it was giving me an error message. And I wonder if even that listing is showing up correctly in the search algorithm at that point. Because how does eBay know what the price really is of that item? If my sale price is $14.50, but I'm also saying I won't take a best offer below 15 bucks, what happens when somebody offers me $14.50? I don't know. Will it take it? I'm not even sure. But it was for sure giving me an error message in those that bulk edit screen. And I went in and fixed them all the ones I did that. But that's kind of a little glitch in the system. And if anybody knows what happens in those cases, let me know in the chat. I'm not even sure. But I've seen it once or twice before and kind of ignored it. But today when I was, there was like a pack of 20 listings I was editing, and like 4 of them had that happening. Whereas the sale price was lower than the lowest best offer price. And it had an error message. Who knows what's going on with that? But be careful that if you're running sales and best offers, that your sale price is not dropping it below that lowest best offer you'll take. Now, if you don't have a low best offer price, then it's probably not an issue. But I've set mine up to, you know, automatically accept at a certain price, and so I was running into that error.
You would think that if that occurred, that somebody couldn't buy your stuff. Like,
yeah.
What if
right.
the buyer gets an error message?
Right. They're like, hey, that's, yeah.
You would think that the sale wouldn't occur.
Who knows? Who knows? And who knows how many of my listings this is affecting right now? I literally have to go through and look at all of them, which I'm not going to do. Let's see. When is the time to switch to 60 days returns to be higher in search?
Yesterday.
Yeah, whenever you want. Just do it whenever you want, Tracy.
We switched, you switched right about the time that.
Yeah, I've been switching. There's some that are still 30, but I've been switching a bunch as I go. I mean, I'm not going to make this. I mean, I could do a big bulk edit, but I kind of don't trust eBay's bulk editing. And by the way, if I'm having that best offer problem, any that are in that group, it will kick out and will not allow them to update. So I'd have to go in and fix each one, which could be a way to find them all, I guess. But let's see. What else am I missing here? Lots of good questions today in the chat. Thank you guys for that. I take best offer off when I do a sale, Susanna says. That's interesting.
Can you do that in bulk edit?
Yeah, my question would be, Susanna, can you do that in bulk edit, to Karin's point, with a lot of listings all at once? I mean, I guess you could, but that seems a little bit of a challenge there potentially with that bulk edit. It's just glitchy sometimes, the bulk edit screen, every once in a while. Not all, most of the time it's perfect. Krillin says what you should do is put the auto decline at $8 and don't even use auto accept. Yeah, I mean, maybe. A New Frontier says it won't create a sale listing in those cases. I think that's what it's doing. It's not, that item is not showing as on sale. It still has a normal best offer. But it's weird that you say that, New Frontier, because I noticed when I was in those listings I was talking about where it was coming up as an error, it did have a sale price listed as the price. It had like just, you know, a percentage off, and it was saying that's what the price was. And then of course it had the best offer prices too. So it's almost like it looked like it was that price. And you can't see these when you just look at your listing screen. You're not going to see it until you try to edit. You know, it doesn't pop up on your listings and say, hey, these have errors. They'll just look normal. You won't notice it until you try to edit them. So it's really tricky. Let's see. I've been seeing a lot of Italian shoemaker shoes when thrifting. Anyone know this brand, if this brand does well? Don't know. You seen that one, Italian shoemaker brand?
Check your comps.
Yeah, I mean, well, maybe they haven't seen it.
Yeah, that's ARC, right? Yeah, anything that's made in Italy will get my attention. So I would just, yeah, I can't, I don't remember that one off the top of my head. So I would just search and see.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, I mean, check comps on that ARC. I mean, that's all you can ever do. I mean, it's not a brand I'm familiar with, but chances are somebody out there has sold one. Speaking of that, I just got all my stuff back from Amazon. I now literally have nothing for sale on Amazon.
Well, except for merch, but
except for, well, merch, yeah, and we'll talk about that.
Regular Amazon, no mas.
Yeah, and you know, let me tell you something. The annoyance of those little FN SKU labels when you have to peel them off is really annoying. I just want to say.
These look good over here. You did a good job.
Yeah, those are going to get listed because it was just a bunch of random stuff I had. And I was like, I could have had them donated where they'll give you a little bit of money, but a lot of this stuff wasn't donatable, or they can dispose of it.
Oh, that's a great one.
But
absent-minded professor.
Yeah, it was just some DVDs, some books. It was nothing really of note. Yeah, I just Amazon is just you know, I've got some merchant fulfilled stuff on there, but just no FBA. Just not for me right now.
That was a funny movie.
Cat.
Anybody remember that one or this one? We can do quotes from this movie.
Time Bandits. I don't really remember that one. I remember it coming out. Let's see. What else? All right. So what was I going to say along that line? It was something to do with Amazon.
Well, you got everything back.
Yeah, now we'll just sell it. I mean, eBay, you definitely see the difference in eBay prices, guys, when you bring stuff back from Amazon. You think, oh, I have this listed for this on Amazon. I'm going, whoa, eBay. Definitely lower for sure. It was but there was a few things I was able to list and get back up. And, you know, they'll be worth it to sell, but probably going to donate about, I don't know, about 30 items. Maybe of the most recent batch. It's funny when you get Amazon items shipped back to you from FBA because they come in dribs and drabs. They don't, and Amazon does not pack them well.
Oh yeah, that.
I had some items damaged.
Funny.
And I know I did not send them into Amazon that way.
Funny, not funny.
Yeah, one of them you could tell, like they cut open the box with a box cutter and it cut the front of a book. It was a pretty expensive book too, or you know, if it didn't sell, but had it sold, I would have for sure gotten negative feedback on that because, you know, you could tell a box cutter cut about this much of the front of the cover. So, you know, just because you send something into Amazon FBA, don't assume that it's in the same condition you sent it in. That's one of the things I will learn.
And somebody wants to know why did you have all of your Amazon stuff sent back, Prof? Why aren't you selling on the Amazon anymore?
It's no real one particular reason. I just realized that I'm not sourcing for those items right now. And the items I had on there were not big sellers. I was paying storage fees, you know, which is chipping away at my return on investment every month. And I just didn't see the reason to keep selling some of it on there and paying that fee. And it's some long tail items, some long tail books. So I made a calculation. I figured I could at least break even by bringing them home. And if I kept them there, I'd have to hope they would sold in within the next 30, 60, 90 days. They weren't fast moving items. They were, you know, long tail items like some books and CDs and so on. Just sent them back. Some video games, a couple of them. Nothing crazy. I mean, it was nothing with like super valuable. There was like one book that might sell for $100, which was probably the highest item. It was like an engineering type book. We'll see.
Yeah, remember that was a neat, were you doing videos back when you got those books? When we went to that guy's house? And
yeah, well, maybe not. Yeah,
I don't remember. But that would have been a neat haul to speak of because we went and this guy had all these amazing
Oh yeah.
engineer. Like it was
Yeah, he was an engineer.
unbelievable.
Yeah, I think we talked about that way back when.
Yeah,
But yeah.
it's been a long time.
But speaking of merch, guys, so we are, how many designs are we up to? Merch by Amazon, the print-on-demand service.
We're tiered to 100, and I think we have 27 shirts up.
I think we have more than that. Well, I don't know. Maybe we don't. We have, let's see. I had it up here. So we have 30 products live.
Oh, there you go.
There we go. So we have 30 shirts up on merch, guys.
With the ability to put up 100.
Yeah, I've started adding a design or two here or there, which is good because my designer here is, you know, she's on some sort of strike. I don't know what she's doing. No, I'm just teasing. She uploaded a bunch of designs yesterday. I make myself laugh.
Yep.
But anyway, no, but in all seriousness, I found a great, I think I mentioned this before, you're able to use Canva to create designs for merch. They're pretty simple. And Karin uses the Mac Daddy Adobe Illustrator, which is awesome and can do anything. But I am technologically challenged when it comes to products like that. I'm just like challenged when it comes to products. I'm technologically, I'm not that great at them. But Canva I can sort of navigate and figure it out because it's real simple. But yeah, merch by Amazon. Somebody asked how our sales are.
Our sales were great.
Yeah, we had kind of a little bit of one of our best-selling items got a negative review, and it was because of the sizing, which I'm gonna message Amazon and say, look, that really shouldn't stay there. Like, we got a 1-star review because this person ordered one size and it was wrong. They ordered the second size and it was wrong too. All right, fine. But that to me, maybe some of you guys know, that's a product review. That's a product review. Like, I mean, we didn't create the shirt. I mean, so I'm going to see if we can get that review removed because I think that shirt and another one are tied for our 2 best sellers. And now neither one of them selling, although it really hasn't been that long.
It's been, we didn't sell a shirt for a week.
Yeah.
And I uploaded 4 or 5 designs yesterday. I can't remember. Well, because that's the limit, the daily limit. And in the middle of uploading, I think I was on the 5th one. One from way back sold, the first one. So that was pretty cool. So, you know, Hank's talked a lot about, and everybody just about encourages you list at least daily to keep yourself relevant.
Just like eBay, right?
Right, to keep you pushed up. I think merch is the same way. And in some of our merch groups, people say the same thing, that it kind of keeps and helps you get pushed up in the search. And I got to tell you, it's happened twice this way where I've been in the middle of submitting designs and a shirt just sells out of
nowhere.
So.
Yeah, and once one sells, it stays live, you know, for theoretically forever. But if you don't sell one, what is it, 60 days?
Did they move it to 60 or?
It's at least 60 or maybe it's 90. I can't remember. But
yeah, but it moved from 30, so that's nice. So that it gives you a little bit, because we have a couple of designs that are going to come in. They'll be more relevant as we get into the fall. Yeah. So we're either going to have to readjust or resubmit those in particular. So we'll see.
And the cool thing about merch, guys, is most of your designs are not going to sell, or they're going to sell very, very minimally if they do. But the cool thing about a merch design is, as opposed to say like an eBay item, when you get a merch design that's selling, it can just keep selling. It's not like you run out of that design. Whereas in eBay, like if I, sell this thing, that's it. It's done. It's gone. I have to get another one to sell another one. With merch, it's got a passive element to it.
You can have mine if you want to.
It's got a passive element to it. But I don't know. Like we've read, that with merch you should put up a lot of designs, but then you find other people on the other side of that equation who say, well, it's more about finding a few quality designs that'll be your best sellers.
I'm of the quality school.
I'm of the simple school. Like I just put up one today that was like one word.
No conflict ever here.
What? Yeah, I put up one today that was just one word, and I don't know if it'll sell or not, but to me, like I can handle that. Like I can probably put up a one-word design and figure that out and get the colors right and come up with something. But if you tell me I got to draw a design or add in all these elements, my eyes roll into the back of my head.
Yeah, well, and folks are asking, we're certainly not an authority on much. And I think Shred said, yeah, the approval for merch, it varies. Some people, it takes a month or less. I approve for a separate, I applied for a separate account and I'm still within that month and have not been approved yet.
Right.
And a lot of folks don't reapply. Do your one application, make sure you cross your T's, dot your I's, fill out all of the information, including the financial stuff that they want to know. Make sure that you're ready to go as soon as you get approved. But what we hear a lot, you know, the time frame is anywhere from, like I said, under a month to maybe up to 8 months or more for some folks.
It can be long.
No rhyme or reason to why. But here's something that I hear a lot that kind of surprises me. Well, it does, but it doesn't. So we'll be on these chat forums and stuff, and then people will be like, well, I applied, you know, 6 months ago and still haven't heard anything. And then they go and they check, and lo and behold, they were approved. So I don't think you have to bug Amazon and keep reapplying or whatever, but just, you know, sign in and just stay on top of it. And I do every day. I can't take for granted, because a lot of people have said, I thought if it was one person, maybe they just didn't check their email, or maybe it went somewhere, but so many people have said, I never got the approval. I don't even know that you got it. You found out by accident.
I think I did. Yeah, found it by accident.
They just don't tell you that you've been approved. And maybe that's part of the magic. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, and that's the thing. I mean, you know, just log in and see. And you might be, and and I have a question whether reapplying, that might not be a good idea. Like that might reset the whole clock.
Well, and that's what, and again, we don't know, but that's what a lot of folks have said, that don't reapply, because then that'll just send you back to the end of the line.
Yeah. Someone said, a couple questions on merch were, what's a good site for copyright text fonts? Well, the U.S. Patent and Trade Office, uspto.gov, is the authority. You can do
on trademarks.
On trademarks. Trademarkia will help with that too. Trademarkia is trademarkia.com, I think. But you definitely want to look that up and make sure that you're not trampling on somebody's trademark. And speaking of that, Brandy asked if you add keywords to your merch listings. That's where you can actually get in trouble with trademark. Because you can, like, your design can be fine, but because you tag it onto something that's trademarked in your keywords, they'll reject it. So be really cautious about, just check everything you put in that listing. Any word or combination of words you put in that listing, you need to check and make sure. And don't try to tag it on to something that's already trademarked or, you know, out there by another company.
When in doubt, leave it out. You know, I like rhymes and I like alliteration. So if there's ever, and that's one thing that we do agree on, is that if it even comes close, do not risk it. Because the one thing that we don't know as merchants is how many dings or strikes you can acquire before they're going to kick you out of that program. So the less you come under fire, the better. And without getting specific and giving you an example for us, we did a play on something Saturday Night Live related, and I thought I was being clever in crafting this description that alluded to that particular character, and it was too close. So while the shirt itself was grand, my description of it made it sound, and when you get denied on a design, it's a what you call it, a cookie cutter response. Like it's a pat response that they send back, denied. So we asked them why, and we actually got a specific response. And it said it just, and I'll paraphrase, but you're just a little too comfortable with your description, and it kind of looks like you're representing the machine Saturday Night Live, that you're coming from there. And so all I did, shirt stayed the same. All I did was I took away the cool, I loved it too, the cool description. I might have even gotten rid of the 2 bullet.
I think we got rid of the entire description.
Yeah, I don't even think
we just left it blank.
And then in the thingies, in the 2 lines, I took out everything.
And it's since sold.
Oh yeah, there's that.
So-
it sold a couple of those. Yeah, and
Yeah,
that
go
was pretty
figure.
funny. So
Yeah, but I think we've only sold how many have we sold? We haven't really sold that many, guys. To be totally brutally honest here with you. I think I'm looking at it right now. We have, oh man, don't you love it when it signs you out?
every time.
I think we have sold.
I wish it would go cha-ching.
Yeah,
Wouldn't that be
they
fun?
need to get their reporting
Go back
better.
to, yeah, 3.
You can only go 90 days.
How many is that?
We've sold
Like 20,
15,
25?
23, 24, 25, 26, 26, so 23, you would say?
Mhm.
Yeah, so we've sold like 23 shirts.
Since March.
Right at the end of
23rd.
yeah, right at the end of March. We started right at the end of March. We were at 10 for a while. We were at 10 for. We were at the 10 tier. Do you know that? Did you remember that? We were at 10.
Yeah.
We didn't move up till May. And
And-
May we moved to 25.
And then almost instantly we
Like
then
a
moved-
couple weeks later, we moved. Yeah,
Oh, it was like a week. It wasn't even.
yeah, it wasn't
was like,
long.
Boop, like right to 100. It was pretty cool.
Yeah, we went up to 100, and now we've got like 30 there. So we're building it.
Mhm.
The great thing about it is, unlike listings on eBay, if you're selling these listings on merch, they don't just go away when you sell one. So it's not like you have to list another item to replace an item. You just list another shirt, which is pretty cool. Yeah, but merch is cool. It's close to passive income, which we like. And once you create the design, but I feel like we're just scratching the surface on it. Like we don't even really understand like keywords and optimization. Not there yet. Not even close. I really don't know what to put in those areas. I'm still confused.
And you're not going to like this part, but I think it's luck. I really think part of it
all
is
luck.
I think part of it is because it's the impulse of someone going on, they're at work, they're looking for something, they're in a mood, they're in a funk, they're happy, they're sad, they're mad, they're celebrating, they're whatever, and they just type in something silly.
Yeah.
And it's either going to come up or it's not. And so,
Right.
one of the things on one of the groups we're part of, somebody for words of encouragement, because people get really down, I think, when they put it out there, especially if they spend a lot of time and creativity on it,
man.
and it doesn't do anything. But here's the thing. Somebody said, if you come up with something that you like and it makes sense to you, put it up there. There is somebody else out there that likes and wants the same thing that you do.
Right.
Maybe it's only one person, but there's still someone out there. So make the effort and learn from it. I mean, we've already learned, like the lessons that we've learned from merch are, gosh, there's one design where I edited out part of the picture and didn't catch it. So I have this hole in my papaya. So there you go. And it's not a papaya, but whatever. So I have like a hole in this picture. And so I actually have to go back and fix that. Or one of the earlier designs was too simple, or I actually have, and I am going to admit this because I harp on spell check and grammar check all the time. I have a grammatical error in one of my merch descriptions.
There and there. They'll do it to you every time.
The grammar Nazi here of the eBay forum, I have a grammatical error. So,
Yeah.
And here's the rub. I can fix it, but it's on this top selling shirt of ours.
And
so
you'll have to, yeah.
you have to take it down to edit it and get it reapproved again.
Yeah, and you don't want to do that.
And I don't want to do that. So it's kind of, a bunch of them have sold. I think.
So who cares? Maybe that's why they're selling.
Because I spelled something wrong. I didn't spell it wrong, but it's just awkward.
Jackie asked, how much do you get from each shirt on merch? Oh, you want me to do it?
Yeah, you can do it. Depends.
It depends, Jackie. You can set how much your shirt sells for. To give you an example, a shirt that sells for $19.99 will net you, what, $7.30 roughly?
Yeah.
Now, as you scale down, you get less and less. Like a $13 shirt might only net you like $1. And there's a point at which you would actually be selling at a loss.
Yeah. So consider that it costs at least $12 for said shirt because it's Amazon Prime. So the shirts are going to sell. The cost includes shipping.
Right.
So a minimum $12. And I think we only use the Anvil shirt, which is the looser fitting one, not the slim fit. And I think that price is different too. Like I think those shirts you don't make as much on because their base price is more.
Yeah.
And also if you print, you have the option to print on both sides.
Right.
So that's going to cut into your bottom line as
Right.
well. And we have a couple shirts where we experimented with front and back, but
and it's a t-shirt, so you could technically price it at $50 if you wanted, but you're probably not going to sell too many of them because most people aren't going to pay that kind of money for a shirt. Henry says you can also sell Amazon merch on eBay.
He's shouting at you. Henry's shouting. Pay attention.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I don't know the structure of that, Henry, or how you do that. I mean, your shirt on Amazon is just a link, just like anything else. Any other item on Amazon, but maybe there's a way you can push it over to eBay as well. I'm not really sure. I'm not sure if eBay likes that or not. But hey, maybe there's a way to do it. We don't know how to do it.
It'd be interesting because you know how FedEx and UPS have this conflict thing going on.
The rivalry.
This rivalry. I wonder how that really would go over Amazon and eBay sharing some.
I don't know, guys. Well, look, I think that's gonna do it for this. Somebody said you could drop ship it. Yeah, you can do that. I just hate drop shipping because it's just like time. So thank you guys for coming on the show today. I hope you enjoyed it. It's Friday, so it's the weekend. Yard sales, estate sales for those of you who are doing that tomorrow and Sunday. And tweak those listings, guys. See if you can push out some more sales.
Yeah, definitely. Happy Reseller Appreciation Day. But we have 2 reminders, right? So if you are in the Charlotte area or close enough to drive here one Saturday morning, we're having our first meetup.
Yep.
And if you want to be a part of that group, it's July 1st, 9 a.m. The first location is TBD. But if you want to participate, Jason and I will be there. Luke and Shannon will be there. And also Tiffany and James will be leading up this day of craziness. So just go onto Facebook and search Carolina Reseller Meetups, and you can request to join the group that way. It's not a social group. The purpose of that particular group is just for if you're participating in that meetup. So we don't post anything other than our progress throughout the day. So only ask to be a part of it if you're actually going to be there, and we'll update everybody outside of that group in a different way. And as far as shows coming up, I've got 2 more Reseller 101s in my contractual agreement to complete. So
she's under contract.
I am. So once those are done, I am out of here. No. So we're going to do shipping. We're going to have some fun with shipping. And then we'll wrap it all up and send everybody, give you enough to be dangerous and send you all on your way.
Yep. So hit the like button, guys, on your way out the door. Also, if you, have any shopping to do on Amazon, I'm going to give you a little call to action here. Look in the description of this video. I have associates links to the gear that we use in reselling. And even if you don't think that that's the right gear for you, if you use those links and you buy anything on Amazon within 24 hours of clicking on one of those links, we get a small commission. Doesn't cost you any extra money. Helps out one of your favorite resellers on YouTube. Hopefully that's me and her. And you can do that on anybody's channel who's got Amazon associate links, and we do appreciate it. It does help out, guys, and helps justify the time and energy we put into the channel a little bit. And all right, so I think that's going to do it for now. You got anything else?
No, just happy Reseller Appreciation Day, people. Don't forget your hashtags, and don't forget to share the love, because that's what it's all about. Pay it forward, make a positive impact on somebody else, and just make a difference.
There you go.
Why else are we here?
Exactly.
To cheer you on.
All right, guys. Well, I'm Prof Sales.
And I'm Karin.
Saying
good sales
to you.